Holman, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want a forensic
Ma'am, I would ask that you keep your, hold on a second, stop her time. Stop her time.
You told Trump you ain't gonna blink? Well, we ain't either. You ain't above the law. And where you gonna run to when Trump pours that Trump card out on you?
Peace, family. It'll be much appreciated if you can hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell. I really appreciate it.
There's
Peace.
a 10-year prison sentence when you want to stand up here for those illegals.
This is the portion of the meeting for public comments.
Our next speaker is Danielle Carter.
So, Brandon, you and all these Democratic mayors out here and governors, y'all talking about crashing out for these illegals, right? You all stood up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaigned and doubled down that you would not raise property taxes. I ain't gonna do that. You campaigned, went around doing that. And here we are right now. You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Holman, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want a forensic
Ma'am, I would ask that you keep your, hold on a second, stop her time. Stop her time. Just a second. Stop her time. Ma'am, I would ask that you, if you want to continue speaking, you have to make sure that your language is appropriate, okay?
Well, first of all, her language was appropriate. She called you a Negro. She didn't call you a nigga. So just admit that your feelings were hurt and you wanted to stop her momentum and interrupt her beautiful speech. Let's get back to the video. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and continue to support. Thank you.
All right.
We done, Alex.
Okay, you can begin her time again.
You're going to spend our tax dollars to go, Michael Rodriguez, you said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. You said you're going to spend our tax dollars to take Trump to court to protect these illegals if they try to come in your district. And then you said all of y'all in cahoots with each other to do it. Okay, so now we about to make y'all famous. We're going to let all y'all constituents know who y'all ratting for, that y'all wouldn't spend our tax dollars to protect illegals and to get them legal services. So that's what we're doing. That's cool, because we about to make all of y'all aldermen famous. Y'all think this is how it's going to rat? I think not. Flip Chicago red. We not playing.
Our next speaker this morning is Miss Lawrence.
Now let's get down to Tom Holman and 8 U.S.C. 1324. Different editions of 1994, 2020, 2021, and 2022 about you harvesting aliens. And you so strong about protecting those aliens, but you won't do nothing for the U.S. citizens. We are the ones who pay your salaries. Salaries! Let me accentuate on that. But yet, you want to overlook us like we don't exist. Well, you're not going to exist for the next election, because there's a 10-year prison sentence when you want to stand up here for those illegals.
Our next speaker is George Blakemore.
Brenda Johnson didn't bring this doo-doo here. It's been here. Old Man Daley, Harold Washington, Richard Daley, Lady Lightfoot. This man did not bring this doo-doo in this room. It's been here. And you've been voting for this doo-doo too. Well, maybe some of you have, and maybe this is all rigged. They're all Democrats. All of, and it's been this way. So some of y'all get up here and spit in this mic and holler, it's been this way. This is nothing new under the sun. Now, how are you going to get rid of all of them? All of them, and make it happen, make it work. I don't think you're going to do it just holler and go red. I think you're going to have to have some strategic aims to clean this doo-doo up. This is old doo-doo. This doo-doo go back a long time. And you don't smell it now because it's dry, but you can see the results of it. It needs to have a change here. All of them are the same. Every one of these men and women are the same point. All of them. So what can you...
Stay in the microphone, Mr. Blakemore. Stay in the microphone.
A revolution to change this system and clean it up and have a real democratic system, a democracy where you have different points of views. Everybody here is the same doo-doo. All of them. Have you ever seen a bad...
Thank you very much for your comments. However, your time has expired.
Let's read a little bit of this article from the Washington Examiner. Brandon Johnson is willing to bankrupt Chicago for illegal immigrants. Mayor Brandon Johnson would rather bankrupt the city for illegal immigrants than admit that being a sanctuary city is a mistake. Johnson is asking the Chicago City Council for an additional $70 million in funding to handle illegal immigrants, on top of the $150 million the city has already budgeted for this year and the $300 million the city has already spent. Okay, Chicago is projected to have a budget deficit of $1.5 billion this year and $1.9 billion next year, but Johnson wants to tap surplus funding to spend on illegal immigrants. So Johnson wants to go into the reserve bank, the reserve accounts, to be able to make sure the illegal immigrants get adequate housing, food, and resources. The solution to Chicago's side of the border crisis is pretty simple. Admit that Governor Greg Abbott was right. Rescind your status as a sanctuary city and call on the federal government not for bailout money, but for border security. The only reason Chicago is being overwhelmed by illegal immigrants is that Texas rightfully thinks sanctuary cities that are encouraging illegal immigrants and shaming those that don't support illegal immigration must shoulder a share of the burden. All Chicago has to do is admit it was wrong. Johnson would rather cling on to his ego and ideology, though, and in the process drive Chicago deeper into a budgeted hole. So would the city council, which killed an anti-sanctuary. Okay. Now, let's listen to what Johnson had to say about Trump coming in and how would he handle Trump forcing him to dismantle the sanctuary city. Let's hear what Brandon Johnson had to say. Chicago mayor defies Trump border Caesar threat to sanctuary cities. We will not bend. The Chicago mayor, Brandon Johnson, on Tuesday defied a threat by President-elect Donald Trump's border Caesar, saying police in his city would not work with immigration and customs enforcement ICE official to remove illegal immigrants. The remarks were Mayor Johnson's first since the presidential election, which saw Democrats defeated in several major races across the country. He reassured the city residents that no matter who is in the White House, Chicago would remain a sanctuary city. He's definitely going to be dying on his sword. He's going down with the ship. It's sort of commendable that he is not changing and he's standing in the face of righteousness, and he's literally going to go down on his sword. You know, the mayor in New York has kind of been changing his tune. He's been stating, hey, we're going to follow what the president and his regime wants. But this mayor is really bucking up against bucking up against the president, and it's interesting to see how Trump handles this mayor, this city, and how he responds. Overall, give me your thoughts on it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. We're growing. Thank you.